my name is Dalal, and we are back for the new year. I know this is going to be my second video for the year. I just didn't expect I wouldn't speak in the first one. It was kind of just an impulsive decision. But anyway, I drew both of these last year, and I've been holding off from actually sharing one of these because I wanted to include the time-lapse in a video, which you will see soon. Probably saw it in the thumbnail maybe, but it'll be the second time-lapse. So when this goes up, you will see the full image probably up on all of my socials as usual. Anyway, I figured I could also share the time-lapse for the design I did for my shop as well. I'm pretty happy with how that one turned out. I went through a few sketchy ideas before I settled on doing what I did. But recently I've also kind of imagined a new, but it's related design. I don't know if it would be, or it's not a design, it's just an idea. I don't know if it'll be a design like merch or anything. It's probably just going to be a drawing, but I'll figure that all out at a later date. This month has been a little hectic, to be honest. As I said, in the past 2 weeks I got into a bit of a slump, hence why this didn't get edited in time for last week, unfortunately. But I'm going to have to figure something out with all that either way, because I need to be consistent, and yeah. The one thing I keep thinking about is how or what I want to do for other videos. I don't want to go into too much detail, because it usually messes everything up, but I do want to try doing other things besides art, or things not totally fixated on art. It can be fun, but doing one thing all the time can just be very exhausting, and it bores me, honestly, very quickly. And art just isn't all of who I am, and I'd like to make this channel kind of more about myself and the things I like, at least, if I can, while still remaining authentic, but still also maintaining boundaries, because that's important. Hopefully by the time this comes out, I'll have sat down and gotten all that more figured out, so I don't get so overwhelmed by it all. But on a side note, I recently have been feeling soreness in my lower jaw, and just yesterday I felt it on the other side. And evidently I have at least one other wisdom tooth coming in, which makes me nervous, to be honest. I haven't been super lucky with dental work in the past, and I know it's generally a routine procedure, but I'm hoping I won't. I'm hoping I won't. That's it. Okay. Other than that, like I said, January has been flip-flopping on me already. First 2 days they went pretty good. But I had a few nightmares out of the blue for pretty much no reason. Oh my god, my dreams are such a weird topic, because they're not fun, they're not lighthearted. They usually are, they make me uncomfortable for some reason, even if there's nothing happening like bad. But sometimes they're unsettling, but they're not all necessarily nightmares, but most of the time I don't even dream, so I don't know what any of that says. I just figured I'd mention it because it hasn't happened in a long time for me to have a nightmare. And I had been on top of like journaling, setting goals, everything on day one, and I tried to follow through the next day a little bit to try and get familiar with the scheduled routine I had given myself. There's too much. It's not even a whole lot happening, but it's just stressful. And then Leia had her surgery, I think, no, not last Friday. It was the Friday before last, which she did amazing, thank God. For context, she had to get a few teeth removed, extracted. Aside from that, my little brother got COVID. We didn't catch COVID for 2 years. And then he goes back to school. And this is why schools should have still been offering online class. Like, that's such a stupid thing. Then my mom got COVID from him, pretty much. Me and my dad got PCR tests done on Wednesday, and we're still waiting on the results. But the most symptomatic symptom I've had was pretty much allergies. My brother had a pretty bad sore throat for a few days, and then he had a fever, which eventually broke. And we had oh my god. My mom forced him to quarantine in his room for about 5 days, and then he got stir crazy, and then they were like, okay, I guess you're not coughing, well, we'll let you into the house now. He coughed all the afternoon and night. I tried to argue, but they weren't having it, and my brother gets too uppity to control, so my mom was also interacting with him a lot in his room while he was sick, so she kind of caught it. Like, obviously she probably was gonna get it anyway. So I think last Wednesday I got severe allergies for the night, and then I cleared up by that afternoon, and then yesterday, this past Wednesday, after the PCR test, it just irritated my nose, and then the weather was shifting really suddenly that day. So my nose was not happy with me, and so I kind of had a very clogged, stuffy nose. But it was less than last week, and I only needed to really take a shower, and then I kind of cleared up. Other than that, I've been pretty much okay. So we'll see what our tests say, but other than that, it's just been a weird new year for me, I guess, and all of my goals have had obstacles kind of getting in the way. But other than that, on the topic of goals, I got into that girl stuff, whatever that means, which kind of inspired me and how I attempted to start this year, and why I actually did a vision board for the first time ever. I wanted to be better with my overall life in general, as is for a while. I've journaled before. I exercise not that often, but occasionally, and so on, but I've never been great about consistency, so it just flops. And then I get overwhelmed with all of the things that I want to do because I don't write it down usually. So I just get overwhelmed, and then I procrastinate, and then nothing comes out of it. And then on top of that, I've just always been super hard on myself about everything, which pretty much lends to the cycle of it all occurring over and over again. So there's that. But I've been actively trying to approach this more realistically and open-mindedly, with more patience towards myself, because at this point it's just expected. I'm gonna F up, there'll be mistakes, and that's something I'm trying to remind my mind is okay. We can't be perfect always, and we can try again, so it'll be fine eventually. That whole mindset is something I've agreed with in general, but I've always been super finicky about that when it comes to myself. Like, I'll think that something is okay for everyone else except me. And that's been something I've known I need to change for a long time. It's just super hard to do. And I'm probably not the first to say this. I think I'm stating the obvious, but it's, I don't know. I mean, I've heard other people say that, and they've gone through similar things, or at least the similar mental perspective, and needing to shift it or change it completely. But I never really knew where to begin, and I just feel like doing all of this is hopefully going to help that. Also, one thing I sort of appreciate from this community movement genre, I don't know, that girl thing. I also watched a video where somebody it was this girl who was a part of the whole that girl trend. Her channel's dedicated to it. She said something to the effect of, who that girl is to her is the girl that she wants to be, not specifically a girl you see online who has the perfect life or anything. It's just improving yourself to be who you want to be and be better, basically. Which, I like that concept, to be honest. It sounds not unhealthy. To get back to my point, the thing that I appreciate is that they sort of give the impression of going about it all in a healthier, realistic way, which it may not be for some. Everyone's journeys is unique and differed, which is obvious. And I don't really feel like they're trying to sell you something. Like, they're not pushing a diet on you or pushing an idea on anybody, really. But it's basically just trying to improve your health mentally and physically. The link will be in ways that down below able to. Here's my Patreon, and there is this kind of aesthetic look to it. My point is, you can support me there. It's reassured me any tier, and you can also commission me with pushing an unrealistic. You can also commission me with it on anybody. Oh my god. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself. You can also commission me there. Fall flat. I haven't gone super deep down that rabbit hole. It's totally fine. So I don't know if there are like deeply rooted issues. I feel like I sound traumatized. Here's my Patreon. And trust anybody out here. I know I'm overexplaining. Here are my lovely, wonderful, amazing supporters' names. Hopefully I will have some patrons' names coming next week as well. Let's just wrap up the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are able to, you can grab some of my merch off my spring shop. As always, here is my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Dalel, D-A-L-E-L. And here are my wonderful, amazing, lovely patrons' names. Y'all are so special and precious to me. Hydrate, please. I need you in my life forever. Or as long as you are comfortable. If you can support me over there, I have a few tiers, and I also take commissions over there. If you can't support me there, that's totally fine. Please consider subscribing, liking the video, hitting the notification bell, and comment what your favorite childhood show was. And please have a good day. Bye-bye.